And welcome to Hannity. And tonight we begin in Florida, where hurricane recovery efforts, they are ongoing. Earlier today, Biden made that special trip to the Sunshine State, where he was, in fact, caught on that hot mic saying exactly what we just told you.
No one
Yeah, I got
and I can't argue with your brothers outside the house.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Such a tough guy. Going to take him behind the school and beat him up. Tough guy. He can blow, but he falls over with the wind going on Air Force One. Nobody F's with a Biden except for, let's see, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, every other OPEC nation. We'll explain in detail. Recently, Biden got on his knees, hands and knees, begging and pleading the Saudis' crown prince to please produce more oil. He's been begging OPEC as well. The same crown prince in this case that Biden openly referred to as a pariah, that he accused of torturing and murdering the journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Well, this week, Saudi Arabia, OPEC, they just announced today that they would be actually reducing oil production by a whopping 2 million barrels a day. That will artificially reduce supply and increase the price of a barrel of oil, which means you're going to pay a hell of a lot more every time you fill up yet again. Now, this is not only deeply humiliating for Joe Biden and the U.S., more importantly, it is painful to millions of Americans. Now, Gas Buddies' Patrick DeHaan is predicting OPEC's decision today will drive prices up 15 to 30 cents a gallon. Keep in mind, gas prices are already on the rise yet again. They're getting higher. Look at this, $5.99 a gallon in Reno, $6.42 in California. That's the average. $5.47 in Oregon, $4.51 in Arizona. And here we go again. This year alone, American families, they are shelling out a whopping $7,200 to cover costs associated, all due to Biden's inflation, reckless spending, and, of course, his spiking gas prices. $7,200 per household. Now, this is beyond devastating to the poor, the middle class, and, of course, it's clobbering those people on fixed incomes. But remember, according to Karine Jean-Pierre, nothing is ever Biden's fault. He gets credit when gas prices go down, but he doesn't take the blame when they go back up. Last week, they were lashing out, blaming oil companies. Now they're accusing OPEC of colluding with Mother Russia. Take a listen.
Look, it's clear that OPEC Plus is aligning with Russia with today's announcement, and I'll leave it as that, as I just laid out. We're dealing with a time where we are, the global markets, the global economy is responding to Putin's war.
Now, that's the thing about exporting your energy needs. You cannot control what other countries do. Joe Biden caused all of these problems when he abandoned the energy independence policies that he inherited from Donald Trump and, of course, capitulating to the Democratic Party's climate alarmist cult. So now what's Biden's response? Get this. You're going to love this. He now plans to beg another anti-American country, a dictator thug, to get more oil, and has a new proposal to lift sanctions on Venezuela. In other words, they are more than happy to line the pockets of an evil dictator that hates us. If there's a chance, it could help salvage a few seats for the Democrats in the midterms. This is insanity, but it even gets worse. Today, the White House announced another 10 million barrels of oil will be released from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, despite promising to do the exact opposite only yesterday. Watch.
The Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the runoff or release of 1 million barrels a day ends at the end of this month. Is there any conversations about releasing more oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve? How's the president going to keep the supply up?
So we're not considering new releases from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve beyond the 180 million, which is what you're speaking about the 1 million that the president announced months ago. We don't have anything more to share, or we're not going to be considering new releases.
Now, don't forget, the Petroleum Reserve, that is intended for national emergencies. Look at that. Look at how much he has depleted those reserves. It's for an emergency. Biden has almost completely drained the supply. We're now at a 40-year low. It is not a national emergency, Joe, that Democrats are likely to lose an election, so you artificially raise the world supply of oil in the lead up to an election to lower the price, to create a false perception that, oh, you've done something good. You're now creating a national security vulnerability because you're draining the very reserves before an election to reduce and lower prices. It's only a Band-Aid. I told you it was only a Band-Aid, and you will only do it to Election Day. And then, of course, you're going to have to pay the piper. And yet gas prices continue to rise drastically. And here's a news flash for the White House. There is a clear-cut way, I'll give them the answer, to increase America's supply of oil, gas, and bring down costs. And it doesn't involve groveling to foreign dictators like Joe has been doing, or lifting sanctions on Venezuela and Iran, or emptying our petroleum reserves. Right now, American companies with American workers, they can produce more oil and gas right here in America because we have hundreds and hundreds of years worth of resources. All they need, Joe, is your permission and commitment that you're not going to undercut them in a year from now after they invest hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's it. It's that simple. Approved federal oil leases are at a 4-decade low. Domestic drilling and exploration restrictions are at an all-time high. And the U.S. Oil and Gas Association, they just tweeted, quote, the White House has one option left, and it is the one option they should have never turned away from in the first place, and that is the U.S.-based oil and gas industry. Now, sadly, that option would require logic and common sense. That doesn't seem to exist inside the climate alarmist cult. For whatever reason, this religious cult, and it is a cult, it gives Democrats a free pass to import oil from anywhere in the world so long as we don't produce it right here at home domestically and use American workers and give them high-paying career jobs. That doesn't seem to make sense at all whatsoever. But remember, this is the same group of people that believe that every single weather event, if it's a hot day in the summer, if it's a hurricane during hurricane season, if it's snow in the winter, all of it is climate change. In fact, just today, Biden proudly announced that Hurricane Ian settled the debate surrounding global warming once and for all. I can't believe it, but he said it. Take a look.
Reservoirs out west are down to almost zero. We're in a situation where the Colorado River looks more like a stream. There's a lot going on. And I think the one thing this has finally ended is a discussion about whether or not there's climate change and we should do something about it.
How does that explain all the hurricanes in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s? How does it explain that? So think about it. Joe Biden is so deeply concerned with climate change that he now refuses to produce oil and gas in the U.S. Instead, we'll try to import it from Venezuela. Let me ask, does it impact Mother Earth if you import oil from Venezuela, Iran, Saudi Arabia, OPEC countries, or Russia? Does it have the same impact on Mother Earth? Now, this is a country, Venezuela, that has almost zero environmental regulations, especially on massive gas-powered oil tankers across the ocean. The Biden White House is a disaster, and I fear it's only going to get worse from here. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.